you want to start this one off?
No.
You can't start one off,
No,
can you?
it's too sincere.
You can know how to do it, do you?
I could do it.
Hello.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Boys Gone Wild. It's the Same Jeans podcast today.
Yeah, there we go. That was a good one.
See? Yeah, don't patronise, mate.
Yeah, no.
It's like you do one sentence at the start and you think you're king of the hill, don't you?
Remember I used to do a monologue about 3 minutes and it just progressively got cut shorter. It used to be like a late night monologue and now it's
Because you
more of
realise...
a vine.
Yeah.
Same Jeans podcast. Somewhere in a big fleshy tee.
Fleshy?
Yeah, it's fleshy coloured.
Don't like that.
You don't like it being. It doesn't look like I'm sort of naked if you were blind. From
It does,
afar.
because your skin's quite pink in general.
Yeah,
actually.
exactly.
Did you get a little bit sunburn over the weekend?
No.
Maybe you should do the intros.
Yeah. I'm drinking non-alcoholic beer as well.
You're just a guy who wears flesh-coloured tees
Yeah,
and drinks non-alcoholic.
it's unhinged energy. Actually, I don't think.
The cricket hat, yeah. It's the full picture is quite terrifying.
To be honest, I think it's the non-alcoholic beer that really makes it unhinged because it's like, okay, fine, he's just a weirdo,
Yeah.
and then he's taking care of himself. By not drinking alcohol.
You seem to be taking care of yourself through what you're ingesting, but not in what you're wearing.
So yeah, that's what.
I think it's the juxtaposition that's a bit terrifying.
If I had a bottle of beer and I was clearly fucked, to be like, okay, I'll leave that guy.
Great. He clearly hasn't got it together. Whereas the non-alcoholic beer throws that into some sort of question.
Yeah, I got this. By accident on an online shop, and and now I actually quite like it because it's a good way of me being able to drink beers on the pod, but then also not make every pod become about ball size, you know.
Yeah.
Or like shape of the head of our penises.
As soon as the red face comes out,
as soon as I get, it's just
the cock chat comes out.
I become so.
Yeah.
Like I've become so loose with it, and even people comment saying like you shouldn't be worried about it. It's like I just sometimes I watch it back and I'm like fucking it. I really just had no filter whatsoever.
You want it as a treat.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want that every week.
Yeah, it's like exactly. You think you want it every week, but you
really
don't want.
I don't want it every week.
Don't want red-faced Gould.
Red-faced Gould is a fucking liability.
Things that are like that's a bit problematic. I feel like you shouldn't really be saying that.
Yeah, yeah, and then I'm not exactly going against it, which is the problem.
Yeah. How are you? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I've had a couple of long days. Had to do a job application, which I'm really not interested
Applications,
in.
man.
Applications are the absolute ballsack of
my
society.
Goodness.
It's like
it is the ballsack of society.
You have to wank yourself off. Think you're
early doors wanking. Anyway,
it's not wanking. It's a phrase.
Yeah, I know, but it's still go on. No, go on.
Let's not overly police this. You have to wank yourself off onto the page and go, aren't I the best person ever? I've done all this. I'm making up experiences you haven't had.
Are you applying for a job?
No, basically it's being rejigged. The place I work is being rejigged, and there's one that would be a promotion that I should just get because of how long I've been there, what I'm doing.
But because you're disciplinary for calling a policeman a cunt, we did that.
That has swayed some things. It's astonishing I'm being kind of considered for the role anyway.
Yeah. It's a real testament
considering
to your ability.
I'll be like an expert in that field.
Yeah.
But so it was like the max word count was like 1,750
words.
So that's the max. I obviously was grossly under it. But they gave
How gross?
I hit the word count on 2 of them, but then
Okay.
one of them was just like, "What qualifications do you have outside of this line of work?" I was like,
1,500. That's like a.
It's a massive
that's
essay.
a short
They gave us a
essay.
week to do it as well. I have weekend plans all week. I've had to do it in these 2 days.
Fucking hell.
But it's soul destroying.
Yeah.
It's absolutely soul destroying because usually when we're writing, you're avoiding cliches or trying to be original. In there, I've realised they want those terms.
You don't want to be trying to be offbeat. You don't want to be surprised. You don't want to be like they've never seen this before. They don't want to be.
They want you to hit achieving your goals, communicating as a team.
Yeah.
And there's a process of which you do it, and I've just learned that recently. It's hell.
What would you say is your biggest strength in this? You had to be doing it
in my job.
Yeah. No, in this application, what have you been asked what your biggest strength is?
No.
Has that not come up in the thousands of words you've written?
No.
No.
It asks about what your previous experience is. It's like previous experience, why you'd be good for the role.
Why would you be good for the role in this?
Do you want me to say the truth or what I said?
No, what you said.
What I said. Honestly, I was kind of pissed off that I had to do it anyway. So because I've basically for a slightly, just so we all know, so we're all filled in. For this position, there's 5 people in our department who's going to get it, and there's not loads of us in the department, and 3 of us have been working it for about a year and a half. The rest have been working it for about half a year.
Yeah.
So basically, I've just been like, I've been here for fucking ages. Give it to me, essentially.
Did you mention
my greatest strength is time?
Yeah.
Which isn't the best way to go.
Right, but how good you?
Well, I was like, I know the processes inside and out.
Really?
Yeah.
So you get that shit done quick.
I get that shit done.
Are your
quick.
numbers still hot?
Of course, my numbers are still hot.
Because
I've not had a QA fail in 4 months.
Because the interesting thing about Andrew, which sort of sums him up, is that you were the fastest person in the history of the company for what you did, briefly.
Briefly.
Yeah.
Well, not briefly, actually. On customer service and transaction.
But I don't think, for the last 3 months, I'm not sure I've seen you do any work. I mean, I'm not with you.
You're not often with me when I'm doing work.
It's surprising how little you do and you're still putting up numbers.
Yeah, well, it's actually...
You're sort of in bottom set. It's like someone who, you're like a slacker in bottom set.
Yeah.
It's like when I accidentally got in bottom set maths and I had an absolute blast. I'm not a maths whiz, but maths is one of those things where it really nosedives. Do you know what I mean? That ability. I'm definitely not good at maths.
You could do some fractions.
Sure.
But once it's getting to the trigonometry time...
Integers...
You're struggling, yeah.
I'm struggling.
It's starting to go downhill.
Yeah. But then there's people where, like, the ability of is exponential shitness when it comes to maths.
Yes.
Because it can really go.
And I think that's partly because of the effort of trying to learn it as well. I mean, obviously, there's going to be people who are going to like get it immediately.
No, but then it's just how your brain works a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Dyscalculia.
Oh, a lot of the time.
Dyscalculia. Do you know about dyscalculia?
No, but I'm sure
dyscalculia?
let's learn about it.
There's dyspraxia, dyslexia, and dyscalculia. Dyslexia is for words. Dyspraxia is for spatial awareness, and dyscalculia is for maths and numbers. So it's basically like dyslexia for numbers. Most of our listeners probably have it, to be honest.
Well, I presume every single one.
Yeah, we've got a lot. We've got a
lot
big
of dyscalculians.
Dyscalculia.
I can't remember where we were before the dyscalculia. It was something to do with maths.
I was saying it was like I was in bottom set for maths.
Yes.
For some reason, and I didn't last that long, but I had the fucking time of my life. The people were better, honest.
Not like these people who are good at maths that lie all the time.
Not like these city slickers. When I moved up a set, there was just like, bottom set. There was a
freedom.
There was more of a genuine authenticity. There was that sort of soulfulness.
Someone would make a fart noise, everyone would laugh. You don't get that in the top sets.
You don't. I was genuine. There was me and Johnny Burnett. We just had a great time, and like it was. I'd get finished before everyone else did. And it was the first time I felt really good at maths.
This really sounds how you're rationalising being in bottom set maths. Just a good time. And I finished before everyone else.
I genuinely had a blast. It was sort of like in my kind of narrative, it would be like, it was sort of like my moment where I started. It's sort of like,
shining.
when like the prince or the king kind of in a story ends up, he gets captured, he gets covered in shit, and then everyone thinks... He's not a prince.
So they capture him and then they cover him in shit. Yeah, I'm with you so far. What do they do to the prince next?
It's a classic trope.
It's a classic tale. Yeah.
Fancy prince, opens with fancy prince. Something happens. He's travelling from one city to another.
He gets lost. And he accidentally gets his hair cut off. No one recognises him.
And then...
He's always covered in mud. Yeah,
he's always covered in shit. And then he starts getting treated like everyone else. But
then he learns the value of life and being humble.
He starts off with like, fuck it. It was like me and Tot.
He was a tyrannical prince before. And then when he comes back, he's humble and appreciates the people around him.
That was me in bottom set maths, where I was just like, at first I was like, this is so degrading. This is so embarrassing.
So you equating sitting next to Johnny Burnett as being covered in shit. Is that what you're saying? You're saying being at bottom set maths was akin to being covered in shit.
They were good, hard-working folk.
But fundamentally, they were shit. Fundamentally, they were shit.
They were not shit.
No.
They were covered in shit.
I see. Because they accidentally fell down the toilet.
That's what I learned. When I was a cushy prince looking down on them, I thought they were genuine. I thought they were just giant pieces of shit. Like, genuine, not personality.
You couldn't like decipher faces or anything.
And then what I learned, the really sweet arc to my narrative, is that they're not actual walkie-talking shits. They're just like me. They're just covered in shit.
They're just covered in it, yeah. It's a really wholesome narrative. So I guess if you could take anything away from that story, Don't
that
judge a
heartwarming
don't
story.
judge a
That
shit.
heartwarming.
Don't judge a shit by its cover, because it might not actually be a shit. It might be a
just be
human
covered-
underneath
covered in shit.
underneath shit, covered in it. But anyway, the application is that. So I am you in this situation.
Sure.
I am the prince amongst people covered in shit.
But I don't think you haven't had as heartwarming an arc as me. I don't feel.
No.
I don't think you've taken as many lessons as I have.
No, because
But
I
you're
think-
not. You don't take lessons like I do. You
Well,
don't
it's
have
hard-
that skill set.
Um,
You don't have you don't have that end of episode
yeah. Epilogue.
recap like I do at the end of any moment.
Well,
where it's-
that's lovely if there's an end moment. Trying to fucking get to that. Trying to get to the end moment.
Yeah.
But currently, it's a living nightmare.
Sure.
And there is no end.
Yeah.
That is the working life, really.
Oh, is that the okay?
Yeah. What do you think?
So I thought you were going to say something else. It was
No.
a bit of a bleak tone.
But I think, yeah, okay.
So your
But
application.
also, it is part of it is hard to get motivated when you're on a year-long disciplinary for calling a police officer a cunt.
Do you think that's taken away from your motivation?
I think it has. No prospects of a pay rise can surprisingly
Yeah.
demotivate you in a job when
Yeah.
you're in it for the money.
And also,
That's not what my application said.
No.
I have a passion for financial crime and can't wait to extend my career in it.
you also get paid really badly,
Really badly.
really poorly.
Really badly, which
Do
really
you think
hasn't
you're
helped.
the worst paid? I make
Man in the world.
I make less than you.
Yeah.
I definitely make less than you. It's tax time is going to be tough for me because I'm making everything before tax,
Yeah.
and then it all gets taken away at once.
And just,
I'll think about that when it comes. I'm so
That's
not
really
counting me,
sound financial advice.
not counting me.
Yeah.
Is there
Do you think I'm
anyone
the poorest man in the world? Is what you're asking me.
because I'm poorer than you?
Yeah.
I just gain more lessons from it.
So what you don't gain in financial wealth, you
So
gain
it's
in-
irrelevant. I'm richer
you
than you
gain-
in soul.
exactly.
So it's kind of
Can I have some money for the Patreon then?
no, because you need
Because
to
I
learn.
won't take enough lessons from it.
Of our friends, all of
Yes.
our friends,
I am
do
the
you
most
make the
poorly
list?
paid.
Do you-
I don't. Yeah, to be honest, there was a point where I didn't.
you
but I
couldn't
went,
be paid much less and live in London.
No, oh my god, no.
I don't think there's-
I don't make it by every month. I really don't, because I also refuse to change my lifestyle. That's fundamentally it as well. I'm not. Yeah, I could make some better decisions financially.
Yeah.
but we'll deal with that
Yeah.
later.
Well, you don't. I spend quite a spread of like. Is a thick spread of butter on toast is the way I spend. It's across the board. I will spend like
You'll
medium
buy Parma
amounts.
ham.
Yeah.
You'll have a few beers.
Yeah.
Whereas
you'll buy wafer thin ham. You'll go
Entertainment.
and then you'll buy 25 beers and
Yeah.
on one night.
No, yeah, no, exactly.
6 days.
Yeah.
Spending nothing.
Yeah.
All on the fucking
budget cheese. The week is where I'm really financially prudent, but the weekends,
and smug about it.
smug about it.
Yeah, there's a smugness to it.
Fuck off, for
There's a smugness. It's just all very done, and there's just I don't know.
I'm smug when I'm making my sandwiches, but that's also because I'm actually very good at making.
Yeah, but there's a thing, and you kind of got this kind of like. Fine if you were like I'm living in a house share and there's some like the girl with all the highlighters at school.
Right.
She's vacuum packing. Fine, she's like that the whole time.
Yeah.
What I don't like about you, I don't know, folding it. I don't know. There's just something about it. What I don't like is that then you're like upside down in a wheelie bin on Saturday. It just feels like.
So you think-
should take a little bit away.
So you think I have a smugness in making budget sandwiches? That when you see me on the weekend upside down in a wheelie bin, you feel like I'm not maintaining the same level of smugness?
No, I'm just saying, knowing that, you should wind your neck in a little
As
bit.
I've said many, many times on this podcast, that reflects a bit more on you than it does on me. Because what do I come down, I'm making a sandwich, and you interpret that because you're looking at shit ingredients as me being smug. I do not look at you once when I'm making a sandwich.
Yeah, and that's kind of part of it.
I don't look.
That's part of it.
So
you
what do you
wouldn't even make eye contact with me because
Because you spend so much on ham. No, it's absolutely true about the. It all goes on the weekend. I reckon I spend about £30 in total in the week, Monday to
really
Friday,
tight.
which is tight and well done. Unless I'm probably going out on a third, not including entertainment, and then the weekend.
Entertainment. It's funny that you say entertainment. There's just something.
Well,
it's sort of entertainment.
Well, I'm thinking about it as
it
in.
sounds like you're getting hookers. It's like what it comes up on, like a married man's bank.
That's what I'm. No, but
balance.
that's what I was doing. Is if it came up on my bank balance, it would be entertainment. If I had Monzo do a breakdown.
Stars
about
Entertainment.
Yeah. It's like
400 quid.
400. Yeah. God, I wouldn't even want to know.
3 a.m.
Jesus. But yeah, I would be better. I think I might be. I used not to be, but I'm almost certain I probably am the worst paid of our friendship group at the moment. Particularly now that Adam is moving on to a better job.
Yeah, that's. I don't know. I want to speak about that because that's. I don't know how you feel emotionally about that. So Adam and Andrew have been working at the same company, which is quite a rare thing for a company which is work from home. And Adam, we lived with him. We went to uni with him. And you guys have been working at the same job for a year and a half?
Yeah, I'm further up than him.
Yeah, year and a half.
I've been doing more than him. And now he's getting paid double me.
And now he was someone who, we talk a lot about Adam on the pod, to be fair. And last time we did talk about his small dick and big balls. So
he doesn't have a small dick.
He doesn't.
Come on, let's be fair to the guy.
Sorry.
Adam's actually big dick, big balls.
Yeah, big balls. Sorry.
Yeah.
Apologies. It's a
You're
big
small
mistake.
dick, big balls.
Sorry.
I'm big dick, small balls.
Sorry, that's my mistake. You've got a big dick. I've got. I'm not. Yeah, I was done with the small dick.
Yeah, we got good. Excellent. Move on.
Well, I realise we keep talking about Adam, and he's one of the least showbiz people I know.
To complete the 4, we just need small dick, small balls. Has to be Taha. Just concept the other housemate. Sorry, continue. We'll talk about that after the pod. Go on.
Would you want that?
Yeah.
More than small dick and big balls?
More than anything. Go
on. Adam, who's one of the least showbiz people I know, in the sense he's not he doesn't have a deep narcissism that needs to express itself. So I often feel bad raking him into our own vanity projects for content. So we do talk about him a lot. But yes, Adam used to have the mad approach where he was like, I don't want to make money. He saw it as sort of like vulgar.
At about the age of 13, he was saying. So there was a period where he used to want to be a stand-up comedian when he was younger.
That doesn't count. He was like 8 years old.
Let me just track him.
Yeah, okay.
And then he wanted to be a firefighter.
Yeah. I wanted to be a ballerina when I was 4. So
did you?
Yeah, I wore a tutu. Do you not know about this? I used to be a cross-dresser when I was like.
You used to want to be a ballerina
when I was cross-dressed. I had a very
in a tutu.
I had a very I had quite a queer radical 3 years where it went from me. I mean, this sounds like a Piers Morgan thing, made up thing, but I identified as a moo cow because that's what I wanted to be. I thought I was a cow.
Wait, pause. A moo cow.
A moo cow, specifically moo cow, because when you're a child.
Is there a difference between what's a moo cow?
A moo cow is a child talking about a cow.
Yeah, just checking.
Yeah. I still don't call them moo cow.
Moo cow. I sure want to be a moo cow.
That's the first thing I wanted to be. It was a moo cow.
Why did you want to be a moo cow? What attracted you to moo cows?
I was 2.5 years old, so it's not like the clearest. It's not.
No, then don't bring it up. Was it the mooing or the cow part?
I think my brain was
just living off the fat of the land.
I don't know how developed my brain was. So I can't attribute too much. It probably was the mooing.
I suppose the mooing. Yeah, it's odd that you brought in the moo, which suggests that the mooing was a big part of it.
Did you not ever call it moo cow?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, fine, good.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm with you.
And then I was a ballerina. I used to dress up as the Little Mermaid.
And then you got diagnosed with dyspraxia, and
then it all changed.
You were
and then the Fire Nation attacked.
You were a 5-year-old boy/girl sitting in the doctor's office or the mental health practitioner's office in a tutu. It just goes, you can no, don't complicate it. Just dress in the tutu, and your child psychologist just goes, I'm afraid you've got dyspraxia, and then you just start crying. You can't be a ballerina. And your dreams are crushed.
It's like on Little Miss Sunshine when he finds out he's colourblind, so he can't be a pilot.
Exactly, yeah. With the exact same reaction as that. You've taken a vow of silence until you become a ballerina. And then, when you were diagnosed with dyspraxia, you decided you were going to be a moo cow.
Yeah.
But he used to want to do that. And then I think at the age of about 11, he then started just saying, I'm just happy with an office job. And he used to, and semi does still now, romanticize the office vibe of just going in, having a coffee with your co-workers, clocking off and going home.
Yeah.
Which would be fair if he was saying, because he also says, I don't want to take my work home with me. I want to, live my social life, my romantic life and stuff. But he doesn't really have any other drives.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah, but then
because he also quoted as saying, and I think he would regret this now, but he also.
But we will never let him forget.
But we'll never let him forget it. He's looked at me sincerely in one of our deeper conversations, saying, "Yeah, I just think like I'd be a guy who'd be happy in an unhappy marriage." And at that point, you put the career together, you put that together, and just like, what do you want? what do you want to do? What are we doing here?
So he was happy with the job, and I was like, look. You've got the incredible ability to do a boring as shit job, which is a rare skill.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you be paid more money?
Are you acting like you were the stimulus?
I think I was a big part of it. I think I really. It was more. I asked him these questions a lot, and then suddenly he turned around and was like, "I'm now making double what I make."
I think it might have been his new girlfriend.
Maybe that could have been something to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not you in the fucking flesh t-shirt and the cricket hat,
0% beer,
spouting nonsense in the
drunk.
kitchen. But no, he's left to greener fields.
So he's making a lot more money than you.
Double.
That's a lot more.
It's not great considering I spend a lot of my time with him.
That's a lot more.
It's a lot.
That's literally double.
And like I've been at the company for longer.
And then Taha makes.
I do more things in financial crime than him.
Taha makes quadruple what we all make, or whatever. So we're really getting left
behind.
Can
you subscribe to the fucking Patreon? No,
it's sounding too desperate.
No,
but please.
There's so much good content on there.
Yeah, it's good. Subscribe to the Patreon. But you got it's like a girl. You got to play hard to get a little bit. I think people are like.
I wasn't about to play hard to get.
It's a bit needy.
We need them. No, you need us more than we need you.
Yeah, it needs to be like whatever. If you want to join the Patreon, there's loads of fit birds on there anyway, so you probably wouldn't want to see it.
But just to put my life into some sort of perspective,
cut my life into pieces.
Whilst
put my life into perspective. You know
like a punk band.
Yeah. Well, you know the Linkin Park. Cut my life into pieces.
I don't know that.
Suffocation. No breathing.
No.
This is my last resort.
No, I don't know that one. Is it a chorus?
Yeah, it's like memeified. It's like the classic pop punky.
I'm sorry, I'm not. Yeah. I don't know. But just put my life into perspective. Do you want to do it again? Are we good?
No, it's really funny joke that annoyingly don't get.
Oh, apologies.
They're fucking loving it.
They're I can see them.
They're fucking loving it.
To put my life into perspective, Adam, who is less qualified than me in financial crime, is going off to receive double the money. And a key reason why I'm not doing the same is because of this.
Yeah.
Because of what's happening right in front of you here. This fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
This drivel.
Yeah.
So it's a tough time.
Yeah. For everyone involved. I mean, did we tell the story about Taha spending at the Mayfair Club? Can we talk about it?
Yeah.
I think we can talk about it. This story makes me laugh. I mean, Taha's working in like a corporate environment. He's actually making proper money. He's doing decently.
He's in New York right now.
He's in New York. And this it blows my mind. He got taken out by two older business associates.
He was technically taking them out. Yeah. They were clients.
Yeah. And they paid for dinner though. And and the dinner was 900 quid. So a shitload. Fuck. I mean, just trying to imagine a 3-person dinner, which is 900 quid, is insane.
Mental.
Insane. So already, just like, you can't even think about it.
I don't want that kind of money.
I don't want that kind of money either.
That's stupid.
And then they went into a club in Mayfair, and the older guys who obviously been making good money for a long time, they asked for a table. And it
was also Taha's role to go in. He was the one who knew London, right? So he was the one who lived there.
They'd come from the States.
He knew London. No, I think they'd come from
India.
Yeah. So they come over from India. Taha was the local London guy. Taking them out, showing them the town. Taha is from East London. He is not from Mayfair. He hasn't got a fucking Scooby.
He also doesn't drink, which for some reason makes me laugh more.
So, of course. Where do you think the money's going? He's taken them out to places that he's never been to because one, he's with clients, and two, he wants to show off a bit. But he's got nothing in his locker to actually evidence showing off.
Okay, I'm going to cut to the next morning before we come back to this. He comes to me and goes, "Man, I fucked it last night. I spent so much money." I was like, "How much money did you spend?"
Because you've had that conversation with me a few times, and I might say something like 200 quid.
No, but then he was, I spent 350 quid, and I was like, "That's so much money." 350 quid. I was like laughing at him, and we were both laughing about the fact that he spent 350 quid on a table in Mayfair. I was just like, that's so much money. How did you fucked it that much? 350. I kept saying 350 quid. I later found out that it wasn't 350 quid. It was £2.5 grand.
It's £2,500.
That he'd paid on his Apple Watch.
Yeah.
When they brought the card reader for the table. Now, the reason why he told me 350 quid, it wasn't even him lying to me. It was him lying to himself. He'd post-rationalised in the most incredible way, where he did quick maths in his head and thought, well, they're the older guys. They're obviously not going to let me pay 2,500 on a table. So they'll probably pay me, they won't pay me all of it back, but they'll probably both pay me about this much. And then he just worked out this like very vague sum out of nowhere, came up with that sum, and then said, well, I'm only paying 350 quid. And that's just, he accepted that.
But also part of it is that because, and I still question from my banking credentials how you could get it through on an Apple Watch, but he did somehow.
Yeah.
So he didn't realise it was 2,500 when he paid.
Yeah.
And he only realised when he got the notification. So it was like, because he didn't look at how much it was, he just paid it. Because he was always going to pay it because they queued for a bill or something. They were in whatever it was, not expecting it to be that ridiculous. And then he got the notification saying, you've just spent £2,500 at this club.
But he thought he was going to get paid back.
Of course not, because they disappeared back to India to their wives.
Yeah. So what?
And then you're not going to message after.
And they were being shown a good night, and they wouldn't have even thought about it.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I sometimes I would just always think of that. Like, just imagine getting a notification. Like, sometimes if I haven't cancelled a trial and I get charged £9 quid,
I'm livid,
I'm like, fucking
Jesus,
£2.5 grand is so much fucking money.
It is.
Anyway, enough about our
enough about
flatmates.
us. Let's talk about you.
No, enough about our flatmates. I mean, who, didn't ask for this life.
Yeah, true.
Bookmark Boys, the only place where you can get high quality bespoke bookmarks
for free.
There's
zero charge.
It's free.
It's weird. It's one of those things where you don't quite understand the business model.
Yeah, it's free plus whatever they charge on top of it. There's obviously some service fees.
Yes, some delivery fees.
You know, some bookmark fees. They have to pay
bookmark fees. they have to pay the bookmark brokers.
They have to, you know. They obviously the bookmarks aren't free, so you have to pay something. But apart from that, they're free bookmarks.
They're glorified middlemen.
I think we've sort of gone through ad nauseum all the different characters. I don't really know how people consistently do the same product. Like Me Undies on Mark Maron.
Yeah.
So he does that pretty much. That's an underwear company.
Right.
He does a different ad every.
They get sent ad reads.
Yeah. So I guess we should be paid more in many ways
because we're working as their marketing team.
Yeah, we were working out their marketing campaign.
Yeah,
how's this gonna work?
I mean, if you can call this a marketing campaign,
this is a campaign.
Saying they're for free.
It's a campaign. You got Shelby, but to be honest, I'm sorry to say, if you like Peaky Blinders, you are a loser. I'm just saying it. You're a fucking loser. There's something so lame about
There's
Peaky
a difference
Blinders.
between liking a program and liking a program.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
sure.
you're talking about liking a program.
It's a fine program, but if any of you see any of yourself in Peaky Blinders, you're a loser. You're a loser.
If you've worn a flat cap because you've watched Peaky Blinders, that's the issue.
Yeah.
If you're starting wearing three-piece suits to a club night.
Also, Cillian Murphy is 4'11". So just remember that next time you watch the show.
Is that true? 4'11"?
Yeah, he's about this big.
Wait, to scale?
Yeah,
that's really small.
It's time, but they use camera tricks.
Yeah. He must wear heels in everything.
No, they shoot him in a doll's house, and then they'll shoot the other people in.
Oh, right.
So
and then they CGI them in.
No, they don't see. Yeah,
they must have to make a replica set.
Yeah.
Replica like hamster cages.
Yeah. It's carefully done so that he looks tall.
Yeah,
but he's actually about this big.
Well, you should watch his films because of the impressive CGI that goes behind making this
low catering budget.
Man. What?
Low catering budget.
Because he can nibble on crumbs.
He can. So just remember that next time you're sharing a picture of Cillian Murphy with smoke behind him with some quote about people don't cross me because everyone who does ends up dead or whatever.
He's 3 inches tall.
He'll drown in a puddle.
Exactly. He'll be accidentally stepped on. Bookmark boys.
Bookmark boys. The only bookmarks.
The only bookmarks for the boys.
For the boys. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
We haven't really used that.
I don't know. We thought.
How have we not got to that one?
We've gone everywhere with them. We've scraped the battle, but bookmark boys gone wild. We've very rarely made that link at all.
Well, we can do the date stories, right? I went on a date with a lady on Thursday night.
Yeah. Andrew single again.
As you're single again, it's getting crazy.
Better the enemy you know, is what I'd say. Is my feelings. Better the enemy you know.
So what does that mean?
Well, that means is when you're in a relationship, not ideal.
Yeah.
But I know what I'm getting. You know what Andrew you're gonna get.
Yeah.
This, you could end up better if you find a different relationship.
Yep.
You could be more bearable. But it also, you could spiral very easily.
Yeah.
You're a man who who runs away with himself sometimes. So that's what my feelings.
What do you mean sometimes?
Regularly,
all the time.
Regularly runs away with himself, especially when it comes
and
to
runs away with women.
Yeah, runs away. Yes. Anyway,
So
yeah.
I went on a date on Thursday night, and I took this lady on a pub quiz. Hot, sexy, steamy. Who doesn't want to answer trivia questions and then get steamy in the bathroom of the pub toilet?
Did you get steamy in the?
No. But I arrive on time. This lady works as a runner in the film industry, so her hours. She is rapid. So she arrived 4 hours early.
She's a fucking unit as well. I've met her. Just
giant powerhouse. Just she could take anyone out.
Can crush melons.
She works secure.
That's not impressive. I don't know why I say that.
Thighs that can crush melons.
Yeah.
Do you reckon you could crush a melon with your thigh?
I assume it's easy.
I don't think it's easy. We'll do it next week.
Melon crushing thighs. I'm like,
no, it's hard.
Coconut crushing thighs. That's the real fucking.
That's better. Yeah. Just go brick or something.
Yeah. Anyway,
move away from fruit.
Yeah.
So she arrives 4 hours early because she's so quick. She gets delayed on set, and I'm at the pub. The pub quiz starts. I book a table for an hour early so we can maybe talk before the pub quiz.
Sure.
Not go straight into questions about geography.
Yeah.
To talk before the pub quiz. She gets delayed at work and ends up being an hour and a half late.
Oof.
So I'm sitting at a table by myself for this pub quiz. And it's slowly filling up with everyone that's doing the pub quiz.
So you're an hour and a half you're sat there?
An hour and a half I was sat there. That's when you called me to talk about the VR thing, which is...
Oh, yeah.
But I was sitting there for an hour and a half, and it was, as the room was filling up, it was becoming increasingly looked like that I was there to participate in the pub quiz by myself, which I've never seen before.
No.
I either look like the biggest loser or like Rain Man, who just goes around different pub quizzes just to win the jackpot because he's so good at them, just smashing it through. I was neither. Or, to be honest, the third option, it kind of looked like I was being stood up.
Yeah.
Particularly when she said she was half an hour away, but then got held up again. So I sat there with my beer and a beer for her.
God.
Then the pub quiz...
Did you start going red?
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't start going... I wouldn't go red in that situation.
Okay.
I was laughing quite a lot at it. Okay. It gets to...
Are you on your phone? Is that...
I was listening to music. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
But then I hear the announcement go on, the pub quiz is starting. So I was there sitting by myself on a table in a room full of people. Everyone was doing the pub quiz. I just started to do the pub quiz. I've got a video here that we'll put up just because it is funny.
Yeah.
I should maybe show you about that. This video, I only put one of them up. This video, which we're watching now, is me playing up to the camera for the bit. And you can hear the pub quiz master say, "Oh, this is an easy one," and me look at the camera going, "Yeah, of course it is." I actually got that answer wrong, which is funny. But
so she's arrived?
No, she hasn't. No, it's just me.
So
I filmed myself for the podcast doing this pub quiz.
Okay.
So I did one round of the pub quiz by myself for about 20 minutes, and then she eventually arrives.
Yeah.
I thought I smashed it. I didn't. And then after all that hoorah, and I was like, she arrived, I was like, I've actually done pretty well here.
Yeah.
Let's try and do this.
Yeah.
We didn't do it. We didn't like smash it from then on because she kind of weighed me down, if anything, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then it got to the end, and then they were reading out all the list of the people that had won or something. just the order of the teams, and then I was like, where the fuck what, they didn't read our name out. Where did we come? We forgot to hand in the paper, so I never even found out where we finished.
That's a shame.
It was a shame.
So you don't even know how, if you can kind of remember.
If you come second last, you can get a bottle of wine, which we would have been in the ballpark of.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's like a wooden spoon prize.
That's great.
Or a booby prize, as they say.
You a pub quizzer? You like them?
Yeah, we've done pub quizzes.
Yeah, I know we've done them, but
I actually think they're a really funny first date.
do you?
Yeah.
What date?
It wasn't a first date.
Yeah.
It was a second.
What? To do
Not a first date.
No.
My God, that's insane.
No.
Yeah. But I also knew this girl before, so it isn't like I kind of know her. It's just it can be amusing, it can be fun, because you're not taking it seriously.
Yeah.
Well, you're trying not to take it seriously, but you have some. It's a stimulation. You have some fun around it.
Best first date is the double
Online on the telephone.
No, the double bicycle.
Tandem bike.
Tandem bike.
Tandem
cross
bike
country.
Sites cross country.
Cross country.
A tandem cross country bike.
Yeah.
What are those called? An off road bike.
An off-road, yeah, a tandem off-road cross-country bike.
Down horrible terrain.
Yeah. So
Up horrible terrain.
and down, the routes everywhere.
Because you don't know a girl until you see her sweat.
It's true.
Can she handle the mountains?
I'm saying straight on. You're on the bike. She gets on. That's how you meet.
If she can't handle the mountains, can she handle me?
Yes, it's that sort of thing.
A mountain bike is what we're looking for.
Yeah, so it's like 6 hours, kind of there and back.
Early wake up.
Those are my dream date. That's dream date.
A lot of waterproofs to pack.
For sure.
A lot of waterproofs to pack. But that's amusing. Just looking at doing a pub quiz. Right, Sunday for the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a lovely Sunday.
Yeah. Well, actually, do Saturday first. Do weekend.
Let's just go for it. Yeah, I went to see the Brighton game.
Yeah.
And it was...
Andrew seemed to have the best weekend of his life.
It was up there.
Yeah.
I had a great weekend.
Yeah, the most extraordinary weekend.
Fuck yeah, I did. I managed, my lovely friend Izzy, whose family has a season ticket, got us tickets to the Brighton United game.
Yeah.
Which turned out to be the best result in Brighton and Hove Albion's
4-0
history.
to Brighton.
4-0.
Against Manchester United.
Even better, we went with one of my best friends who's a United fan.
Yeah.
Which is very fun to sit amongst.
Did you see the stadium of people who look like your dad?
Of course.
Yeah, the Italian.
Yeah, the Italian. As I said, it's confusing that it used to be sponsored by Donatello, but everyone looks Italian. Everyone looks like pizza makers. For some reason, they all look like pizza. I still don't get it. But one day I will also look like that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's going to happen. I'm going to look like my dad one day and I'll fit right in.
You'll fit right.
There's honestly very little Italian immigration to Brighton.
Yeah, not at
other
all.
than the Amex.
Yeah.
It seems like they all live in the Amex. And when I think about it, I didn't see any of them leave.
Really?
Yeah, they're all camping there. Yeah. They all just fall asleep in their seats, hibernate until the next game. And they burst into life.
That's surreal. That's absurd.
But it was the best football experience I've ever had.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah.
One, because it was with the boys. I put my Brighton shirt on that you gave me. It happened live on the podcast. And I saw
Patreon exclusive
actually, but I felt like I was going to embody the football hooliganism that day.
Yeah,
it was going to be fucking great.
Yeah,
I was
so
like,
you definitely
what?
you've had a distance relationship with football fandom. You certainly,
and
you've done it from afar.
I thought, for my years of diligently being not a cunt, I thought I'm going to have one day where I am.
And what were you like?
I loved it.
Really? Do you get it?
Throwing bottles at people, racially abusing players.
Booing when they did take the knee.
Yeah.
Not like that, Andrew.
What? Is this not? Because I only know what they do from the news. No, of course I didn't do any of those things.
No, of course not.
Of course not. No, but I felt like a proper hooligan at this point because we went to the pub before, and then the waitress came over and she was like, "Can you put a jumper on, please?" And I went,
"What?
Excuse me?" She went, "Can you put a jumper on, please? You're not allowed to wear a football t-shirt in here."
What was it? A local football pub?
It wasn't that local. It wasn't actually that local at all, but it was like it was in Brighton,
okay.
So it could start a riot. And then I put my jacket on, but I saw that there were loads of children wearing Brighton shirts. I went, "What about them?"
That's pretty aggy.
What about them?
That's pretty aggy.
And she went, it was a joke. She laughed actually.
Okay.
But then she was like, "Well, I don't really know what to say to them." I said, "Don't worry, I'm really good at talking to kids." Just as an instinct, just to make this weird I'm a paedophile joke. She didn't react well to it. She honestly looked at me with like that and then walked away.
Yeah. When you don't fuck it loads, but when you fuck it, you always fuck it so badly and so confidently.
Yeah, she didn't like that one.
I don't know why it is. It's because you don't quite know what the joke is. But then, if you break down what you've actually said,
I knew what the joke. No, I knew what the joke was.
Always implying you're either a paedophile or you're a rapist or someone else.
No, I've never done rape. It's only paedophile for some reason. It's either implying I'm a paedophile or someone else is. There's sometimes it was there and I took it, and then all of our table were laughing at what I was saying, and I said that, and then our table stopped. The waitress stopped, and she left, and my friends left. They didn't leave.
Okay. I know we talk about it. We've talked about it before, but just briefly.
Quickly do.
Yeah, I will just quickly talk about. At school, there was a drinks evening, a weekly drinks evening at our school for people in the final year, as a sort of like your adults trying to test our maturity.
Every Tuesday and Thursday.
Every Tuesday, both Tuesday and Thursday, where you get 2 drinks. And this was near the end of term, where there was a quite like end of termy sort of feeling, or something had happened.
Wasn't actually that near the end of
it. Was something that happened. And Andrew and a couple of others would often drink beforehand.
Not often.
Okay.
I think this was 5 times.
But you drink in your room.
Well, me and the 2 boys who I got punched in the face with.
Yeah. Paul and Max.
We would go into one of Paul's room, usually Max's room actually, because it was the furthest away from the teachers, and we'd go out to Tesco and buy a bottle of Scrumpy Jacks, or 4 cans each of Scrumpy Jacks, and get them during homework time to then go and have 2 more beers.
Yeah, and get lit. So Andrew was pretty cut, and then the head of the house thing came over and spoke to us. He was a drama teacher that we all known very well.
He was our previous head of house.
Yeah, and he spoke to all of us, and we were all like, laughing and giggling, having quite like a nice moment. And then the like prefect in our friend group, who's a bit of a
one of our best friends,
but a very goody 2-shoes, was having like quite a saccharine, tender moment with Mr. With the teacher. And he is very like, he's a teacher's pet. And then
Andrew replied, why don't you just take him to your office and rape him, sir? It's the inclusion of the sir at the end of it. And that was different with the thing I did in Brighton. It did come out, but I was like, I'm obviously joking.
Yeah.
That one was too close to the line. And I just said rape to a teacher, which was good.
And then I think he heard it, but he didn't want to ruin the moment, so he sort of let it.
He just left quietly. He then signed us all in and left. Yeah. Because that was like pre-signing.
And we were like, what?
Both of you just looked at me, and I just looked back with cross eyes, being like,
why don't you take him into your study and rape him, sir? I mean,
yeah, I don't know where that one came from. I don't know what that. I think it happens to me like once a year. I say something fucking mental. Yeah.
You said that to a teacher. Why don't you take him into your study and rape him, sir?
I don't know where that came from. It was one of them. That's the most mental thing I've ever said.
It is funny when they're having like quite a nice conversation,
which is what I saw. So I saw how funny it would be and didn't think that it wasn't actually funny for anyone involved. In my head, it was the best thing to say.
They were just talking about, you know what I'm like, and why don't you take him into your study and rape him, sir?
Which is hilarious.
Fuck.
Which is hilarious because he was also the thing you slightly missed was that him and Andy had always had a very cutesy relationship. They were lovey-dovey for the whole time. And I had 5 years of it, and I was fed up. Because part of it was jealousy.
Yeah, sure.
Part of that was jealousy.
It comes back to the dad thing, doesn't it?
It really does. Why won't you be my father?
Is what you actually said.
In my head, but it didn't come out like that. Very fucked up person up in here.
Yeah,
very disturbed.
It's all the same thing. It's why you sort of sometimes pretend you're a paedophile. Maybe
once a year.
Maybe once a year.
Once it comes up.
I'm not saying like it's like it's like Halloween.
But when you're having a great day and the jokes are just pouring out and it's going amazingly and you're thinking, I've said some risque stuff, let's take it to the next level, but with a stranger.
Yeah.
That's when you think the stakes are really high and you get a bit of a rush from it.
Yeah.
And I did get a rush from it. And I'd do it again.
I'm pretty. I enjoy doing that as well. I'm pretty.
Sometimes it's not for the laughs, it's just for the feeling.
It's for the feeling, because you're never going to meet them again.
Exactly. Why the fuck not?
I'm a big believer in that. I just don't want anything that scars me embarrassing-wise, but I don't mind saying things to people.
Absolutely. I was expected to be kicked out for suspected diddling. But
yeah, exactly. And then Sunday.
Finally, Sunday, the cherry on the cake, I guess.
Yeah.
We had a lovely day by Camden Lock, Camden Canal.
Yeah.
Maxing out on the thing. And I suppose this is of a similar ilk to things.
Yeah.
Things I just thought that just came out. That just
It was very
happened.
much you this weekend. And I arrived like 5 hours late to everyone on Sunday, and you kept saying this over and over again to me. It was we hadn't even really spoken. You just kept saying
Sundays are for the girls.
Sundays are for the girls.
Sundays are for the girls.
Obsessively.
What I decided is that Sundays are for the girls on Sunday. And it's now-
It's an interesting.
it's
argument.
a mantra I'm now going to live with for the rest of my life.
I quite like Sundays for the girls.
Yeah, I'm glad. Most people, I got hardcore resistance from
from the girls.
from one of the girls,
Yeah,
who you can imagine.
yeah.
Sunday, I'll explain Sundays for the girls. Sundays, this is also just me being single and horny,
Sure.
but I think it is a philosophy that maybe can catch on in
I
some
think
ways.
Confucius said something similar.
I think it's original me.
Okay, sorry. I think it's one of those kind of ancient wisdoms that's around. In
I
many
might be
cultures.
working off the Western philosophical canon,
Sure.
but fundamentally it's original Andrew Kirtwood.
Sure.
Sundays are for the girls.
Yeah.
Right. Sundays, no matter, right, you can be in a relationship, you can be single, right? You can be either of those things. Or whatever the fuck you are, want to do. What Sundays are about is finding a good looking woman, whether that be your girlfriend or not, just licking a pussy. Men aren't allowed to come on Sundays.
I definitely stand by that.
Sundays are for the girls.
I think men shouldn't be allowed to come on Sundays. I think that
Yeah.
should be a rule.
Mostly
I think
because
that's
of
for
the
discipline.
Sabbath day.
Yeah, I think that's for discipline reasons, sort of like an army sort of.
Yeah.
And it's a
It's
holy
rations.
day.
It's World War II rationing.
I don't know how feasible finding an attractive woman on Sunday and then licking her
but
pussy.
it's all about the quest.
So even if you're married or in a relationship, you should still be looking. Would it be
We often talk about how to maintain a healthy sex life in marriage, even though we have no experience
Sundays for the
in it.
girls?
Sunday for the girls. If you practice Sundays for the girls, of course your sex life's going to be
Practice what you preach.
good. Practice what you preach. Sundays for the girls. And this Sunday, I'm going to be looking out for a girl.
Just to lick her pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to give it... What it is about giving a sensual woman sensual pleasure.
And then nothing for you.
Nothing for me.
Hey.
No. It's and
like,
if they try, it's slapping them off. It's Sunday.
Get out of here.
Get off. But like, what's
Sundays for the girls.
and then everyone started like, because I think it wasn't that people were against giving a sensual woman sensual pleasure.
Hey, who would?
Who would be?
Who in their right mind?
Who would be? Gay men.
Yeah.
Well, they could, maybe Sunday could be for the bottoms.
That's a nice way of.
That works. That's Sundays are for the girls.
Yeah, men can come on. And, yeah, Sundays for the bottoms as well.
Sundays for the bottoms. That's how
So
we get the gay.
Tops can't come on a
Yeah,
Sunday.
lesbians as well for the bottoms. Yeah, you guys work it out on your own thing.
Yeah, you work it out on your own time.
Yeah.
I don't know why
But
we're
it's-
doing all the legwork.
Fuck's sake.
Work it out on your
So
own
we
time.
literally have to do everything for you. So that's it. Just go out. And like, even if it's not like, you're not going to guarantee to be successful in it, but it's about the quest to get there. If you've got a girlfriend, make it happen.
So, wait, when do you mean make it happen? With her?
Yeah. No, it's Sunday. No. It's just like, that's what happens on Sunday.
Oh, so she's like, sorry, babes. I'm going out looking for an attractive woman to lick her pussy.
No, you don't go and cheat on women on Sundays.
That's what I thought you were
No.
implying.
No.
No.
Because that would be Sunday for the boys. And that is not what I'm preaching in the slightest.
Sundays for the girls.
Sundays for your sneaky link or your girlfriend
Yeah,
or
but-
someone you meet at that day to go out and do that.
Okay.
And
Do you think this is like a contextual thing that you're doing it because you have a sneaky link at the moment, and do you think that's maybe the reason why? Do you think this
I
is
don't
hard
really
to,
have a sneaky
do you
link,
think this
though.
is like hard to universalize?
I preface this with I'm single and horny,
Sure.
and that's what it is.
Yeah.
Give me, if I'm 1 year into a relationship, I'm going to be like, Sundays for
Yeah.
the fucking boys, mate. Fucking hell.
Sundays for the fucking.
No, but that's,
So the rest of the week's for the boys, though.
of course.
Yeah. Monday, Tuesday,
Naturally.
Wednesday, Thursday,
Well,
Friday.
you think girls can come on a Monday to Saturday basis?
No. Because
Ridiculous.
people are hearing this thinking that's sweet. What they don't understand about the flip side is the rule is that
Women
you're
aren't
not
allowed to come for the rest of the day. So this is me going, let's give them a day. Let's give them one day.
It's not as sweet as you think. Sundays for the girls, every other day's for the boys.
No, which isn't true, but that isn't true. I do want to start this as a campaign. Sunday for the girls. Let's make it happen.
Sundays for the girls.
Let's set we had the biggest resistance, because I was getting resistance from a couple of girls. Most people are on it in the group.
Yeah.
I was like, why are you resisting this? I couldn't understand why you're resisting this, because the only trouble was I got a lot of, actually, I think Thursdays for the girls. But that was wrong, because they're thinking the pre-kend, that's like the best time to go out on a first date. Thursdays are for falling in love. Sundays for licking some pussy. That's a fact.
Is it? Isn't Sunday like
Thursdays for falling in love, Sunday is for giving head.
Thursday for falling in love?
Yeah.
I don't
How often? First dates always happen on a Thursday, very frequently, because
Sure.
Friday, Saturday, you're seeing your friends. You've got established plans with established people.
Sure, yeah.
Thursday, if you're just meeting someone that isn't from your friend group, you're going out with them. That's your first date. That's for falling in love. And then,
I
bam.
guess falling in love isn't like a first datey thing, really. I feel like, in my idea, what first dates are is kind of like a quite a tedious admin-y thing. Most of the time, when you fall,
that statement.
When you fall in love with someone, it's often through other means.
Tedious.
Not tedious, but I mean, most people I know who are going on first dates, it's siphoning through quite a lot of people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Falling in love, you meet someone, it's often a meet
Yeah.
cute. Do you know what I mean? It's
No, absolutely.
rarely Weatherspoons. You
Well,
had a great
dating apps
great
an increasing thing.
Yeah, I know it's an increasing
And I don't
thing.
think you should. We should shit on them, because they do work at times.
I've met a year-long relationship through a dating app. I don't shit on it at all.
Yes.
But I do think I feel Sunday. I find it interesting that you're saying Thursdays for falling in love and Sundays for licking puss when
It's nice to hear someone else say.
Yeah, because Sundays to me that's the love day. That's
No. Thursdays are for falling in love. Sundays are for the girls, because Sunday is where you practice love. So with your girlfriend, that is an expression of love. You can do all the things you do on a Sunday. Go to a movie, go out for dinner.
Yeah, it's a chilled
But when
out.
you get back, you better be licking it. You better be doing it.
Yeah. Okay.
But you know what? So I'm not saying like Sundays for Sundays for the expression of love with a girl you're already with.
But it's for the girls.
But it's for the girls.
Yeah.
It's for the girls. And then Thursday is for finding that girl to then bring to your Sunday to do it. But you can also have Sunday for the girls with a girl you've just met.
Okay. I'm definitely with you with the Sunday. I think Thursday I still need a bit convincing.
That's fine. That's a harder one to go with.
Yeah. I'm also, just an update on me. I haven't bought a new pack of weed
Yeah.
since my last one run out
Right.
For
When
the
did it
first
run
time.
out?
2 days ago.
I thought it was going to be a bit longer than that.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to cut down on it a bit. And yeah, it's tough because I definitely I feel like I'm losing some sharpness on stage because of weed, or I think that. Well, I wonder if my recollection is not as good, or if I'm in the middle of smoking a lot of weed, sometimes I'm not as, like, just sometimes things come to me
Firing
and just,
shit off.
Yeah, and sometimes just I keep forgetting people's names, and I know I'm forgetful anyway, but I just wonder if some of that is just a bit of a brain
You've never
fog.
smoked loads.
I smoke a lot. I don't smoke loads.
What,
I don't smoke 6 but I smoke 5 or 6 times a week.
Yeah, but just one joint.
Just one joint.
Mostly, yeah. Which isn't crazy.
No, but if you do it regularly,
it is significant.
If you're doing it,
It's
that's very
definitely
significant.
That's
yeah.
significant, yeah.
So I'm just trying to cut it down a bit. And yeah, if I'm not smoking weed, then I'm just as soon as it comes to night, because I realise that's the way of just full stop. It's a full stop to my day.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So the perfect day for me is that I could just work until my work's done. Normally it's like 10 p.m. that I'd actually finish, and then I could smoke a joint. And then what I liked is immediately it's finished.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
immediate. But now
because you kind of go into this different state.
it's a different state. Also, I can
we call
watch
it
shit,
getting high.
and it doesn't really matter because I'm high. So I'm like, it's just great.
Yeah,
I'm just loving everything I'm watching.
Yeah.
It makes doing anything.
Yeah.
I just
You're
whatever I'm watching.
You're on BBC 4 where it's saying, sorry, no programmes available.
I'm fucking looking at my white wall just like this. Is
Yeah.
fucking
You're looking at the Boys and Wild stuff. Wow.
Just-
Really great podcast.
You know, it's just so easy to entertain yourself. But then now the last kind of 2-3 nights, maybe it's actually been 3 nights. I've just been I've just been rearranging my room till like 1, 2 in the morning.
I fucking heard that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
I've hoovered twice.
Don't do that.
I had to hoover.
You hoovered?
Yeah, I had to hoover.
At like 12 midnight?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I knew it was bad. And
That was
it was
mental.
It was cheeky. I know it was a bit cheeky. But, you know, we're on different schedules and there was a lot of dust in my room. And I was getting a bit...
Well, okay, let's weigh up waking up for work at 7:30.
Yeah, we have got different...
Versus there's a bit of dust in my room.
Yeah, it was not a bit of dust. It had to go. And
weirdly, you're more paranoid off week.
Yeah, exactly.
There's so much dust in here.
Exactly. Suddenly, it became like midnight, and I was like, I've got to get rid of this dust.
It's like you smoked for the first time.
I'm not sleeping unless I fucking get rid of this dust.
It's like you smoked for the first time and you've just realised how dusty it is.
Yeah, and it's just, I just basically had to just keep fucking
doing something.
I had to be
Is that
productive.
because you were scared about
Well,
lying
there was
down?
nothing. What the fuck was I gonna? I just didn't know anything I was gonna watch.
Better Call Saul.
Yeah, well, that started, and then I tried watch that, and I was like,
You want to smoke for it? yeah.
I was like, this is good, and I was like, this is too good for now. I'm too fucking flitting. I'm just too like, there's too much dust.
You need
in my
it calmer.
I need it calmer. I need it to be an event.
What's your go-to comfort shows?
Well, but like Midnight Gospel was the closest to getting there. I had a period of Reno 911. Really makes me laugh. I love Reno 911. Is
that a comedy or is that?
It's a comedy about cops in
seen it.
Nevada, and it came out in like mid 2000s, and it's very slept on, and it's fucking funny, and it's basically everything is boring now. I find most of this shit boring. Even sitcoms, it's like just can't.
I think that's the adjustment. That was the adjustment I was worried about when I stopped, was the lack of interest I'm going to have in things. Yeah. Because I used to love drumming with it. It's a whole different fucking kettle of fish.
Yeah.
And particularly, TV shows and films and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's always going to be better when you smoked, but it's also just getting used to it when you're not.
Yeah, no, it's true. I just, I think I'm going to have to, I think I can do like, if I might play some sort of game or something, because at least that's like...
What game? Oh,
just find something.
For some reason, I immediately thought you were just going to play like
Monopoly
by yourself.
And then like, everyone keeps talking about how like, you know, obviously games are amazing and like, the game industry is developing into its own thing. But then I keep looking for games, and I'm just trying to find a game that I actually struggle to find anything that's actually...
Yeah, because we're 25-year-old men. Like, I'm unfortunately...
Yeah, what do you mean? Everyone under the age of 40, like, games are the easiest thing to enjoy in the world.
I know, but I just don't... I've had that.
Yeah. It's like, what can I actually play? And I'm looking through and I'm like... Even the ones that... Like, and all these, like... And I'll have to look on... Because I'm like... I just want a game that... when I go to... I don't care. I'm not going to get super into... I just want something that's, like, vaguely... You know, and then I'll be watching an interview with someone going, "This is like one of the best games of the year." I'm like, that just doesn't fucking...
You've grown up.
Yeah.
You've grown up, because I've had exactly the same, where I remembered
Best game of the year.
back in the day when I used to look so forward to going back and
Great
continuing
physics engine on this.
continuing my FIFA career or continuing my Call of Duty campaign.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just want that right now.
That
like when I'm
feeling.
bored, just like being like, fuck yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
And I had it for a day on my week off where I really got into one thing. But then it goes.
Yeah.
It goes. And I think I don't trust people above 24.
Okay.
I'm going to cut it off quite. I'm going to be quite nice.
That's pretty nasty, because there's a lot of people who game a lot.
I know. And I think it's, but like there's,
Men game a lot.
you can game for like an hour a night.
Okay.
Those kind of people I'm fine with.
So we've already... this is...
I've probably upset a lot of people.
That's a huge... Everyone who listens to this, every man who listens to this games...
Yeah, that's true.
Genuinely think about... Look at the profile pics of some of the people who comment.
Yeah,
there's always like side characters on Star Wars. Like, these guys are gaming.
And like, God bless you.
And you're talking about licking puss on a Sunday. So I just feel like you're constantly...
We're living different lives.
I just think you're alienating the key demo. I mean, the female listeners are completely drawn in, because they're like, you know, they're enjoying hearing about, you know,
Sundays for the girls.
But the guys who are, you know, Sundays for you know, the game-a-thon, you know.
You're right, but I'm still going to say it.
Just,
anyone above the... Right, I think there's a cut-off. If you game for like an hour a night, right, and you don't...
Who games for an hour a night? I just don't think that's a thing. I just think that's like
People with
that's like going out for one drink, isn't it?
yeah.
So I just go out for one pint.
Yeah, but that's a good point. But
Anyway, go on.
if you game for like an hour a night and you don't, as with a lot of things, like with Doctor Who, if you don't make it your personality and you enjoy it behind closed doors, that's fine. I'm yet to see someone at above the age of 24 who games and doesn't make it their personality.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I think you're wrong.
How many people game who doesn't make it their personality? Michael Mark.
Is it his personality?
A little bit.
Yeah, but he's got a million different personalities.
It's
We'll
true.
get him on the pod soon.
We will get him on the pod soon. He games.
Yeah, it's not his personality. That's what it's one small aspect of an incredibly complex.
That's true.
multifaceted
Maybe he was a bad
personality.
example.
I disagree with that. But if you want to hear this conversation carry on about
Yes.
Andrew alienating half of our listeners, this will be carried on the Patreon. We've also got the live podcast that is on the 30th of May, 8 till 10. We've got Paddy Young as one of the guests. The next guest will be announced very soon. Our plan at the moment is it's going to be around an hour and 40 minutes, maybe 2 hours. We'll do 40 minutes, just us, break, and then we'll have 2 guests on. It's going to be a great night. It'll be good to see everyone in the flesh. Tickets are going pretty fast, so I would get them now.
Get in.
Get in now.
Get in,
before it's
join
too
the
late.
fun.
Thanks very much.
It'll be a great evening.
We'll see you guys next week. Subscribe to the Patreon. Bye.